All right. Good morning, guys. Sorry, we haven't had a live session in a while. I've been pretty busy. But anyway, today is when is today? Wednesday, July 23rd. So we have 2 minutes to market open. Uh, let's see. So there's something that I've been doing over the last 2 weeks, and it's a market open entry, but I take it on only one of my accounts. So ideally I take it on one of the accounts where some of these prop firms say that you have to hold that trade for 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes. But anyway, so what I look for is the direction of the EMAs. So if price if price is around bullish EMAs, like 95% of the EMAs are around price. I go for a buy. Same thing if 95%. So if 9 out of 10, so let's say we have 5 EMAs and 4 of them are green, I'll go for a buy during market open. If 4 of them are red, 4 out of 5 are red, I'll go for a sell. So like right here, I would go for a buy. And for this one, I don't really consider the zones or the order blocks. Um, but US30, I think, is around what is it called? It is around the all-time high. So price may correct back down. But this one I normally go for a 1:2 risk to reward, 50-point stop loss, and 50 point stop loss and 100 points TP. But I go with very low risk for these trades because I only take it on one account. And if this opening candle closes below, so this is going to happen so fast. If this opening candle closes below this 15-minute EMA, there will be a sell entry for US30. So in any case, I want to focus pretty much on the sell. So let me put 10.756. This is going to happen so fast. Add alert. Okay, so right now I'll just take a buy on that one account. Again, it's not an official trade. This is just something I've been testing out. I will look for a sell. I'm looking for a sell on that 15-minute EMA. So again, this is going to happen pretty fast. So we've already retested the 15-minute EMA. So we go right here. Yep, and I am in the 10-point sell, I think. Yes, I'm in the 10-point sell. And if you guys remember, I am taking 3 sets of trades. So I'm in the 10-point sell up here. I'm entering, if you see a red candle, I'll enter my second entry. So for each trade setup, I have 3 models. So I have model 1, model 2, and model 3. And I'll go over them again. But if I see a red candle, which is a trend change, I'm calling it a trend change entry. So I have the threshold entry, the trend change entry, and the structure change entry. And this is based off of the 15-minute EMA. So I'm still waiting for the red. All right. So I think my 10-point got stopped out. Yes, it did. I'm still waiting on, if I see a red candle, I'm entering the second set of, but anyway, so you see this other one. So I still have a buy running, but I'm not really focused on the buy right now. So, and I think we also tested the pre-market high here. Yep, the pre-market high has been tested. So anybody who wants to enter a pre-market high trade would be here. Let me see. What do I want to do with this? Since I have okay. Let's see. Okay. So here we go. So I am in sales, even the official trade, sales right there. So the trend change. So this is our typical, and this one happened so fast. So again, this one, if you guys want to enter, and it already hit TP or almost. I think I had a little bit of slippage. On this one, uh, is it on both? Okay. All right. So I got slipped out on this. I think let's see. Yeah, so depending on where you got in for the 5 second, unfortunately I got slipped out, so I actually lost the 5 second entry, and this trades happens so fast. So anyway, let's go back here. And let me review those three models I'm talking about. So and make sure that my trade copy are closed. Um, so for you guys who use like Traders Connect for copying trades, Traders Connect disabled trade copying for MT4. So my main accounts are MT4. So I have to enter like sometimes 3 times manually, which is annoying. Um, anyway, uh, I'll wait for the next entry. So this is the market open entry. I still have it running on that one account. Again, I don't really focus too much on it. It's low risk. But yeah, so for market open, I normally look for where price, the EMAs that price is around. And if more EMAs are green than red, I take a buy. If more EMAs are red than green, I take a sell. And actually, in this account that I took this trade, I'm actually in a buy and sell at the same time. So I may end up uh, hitting break even because I entered the sell on this pre-market high retest um, right there. But I'll just wait on another trade setup for the regular accounts. Okay, so let me go over what I was talking about earlier. So my three entry models. So the first one is the threshold, the 10-point threshold. So 766.5, which would have been here, which is the first one that I got stopped out at. So that's the one I go for. A 1:2 risk to reward. The second one, which I started doing last week, is a trend change. So this indicator is coded to show trend changes. If the trend is bullish, the candles will be green. If the trend is bearish, the candles will be red. So the trend change entry, I go for a 1:1.5 risk to reward, which for this one, unfortunately, right, I got stopped at because I got filled in somewhere down here. But anyway, so anytime the candle changes to the other, so if I'm looking for a buy, I'm looking for the candle to change from red to green. So the first green candle, I'll take that. In this instance, I was looking for a sell. So I was waiting for the candles. After the 10-point threshold, I was waiting for the candle to change from green to red, which is why I would have taken it in here. Now, the third entry model is the regular 5 second entry, which is what we normally use for our official trades that I go for a 1:1. The trend change, I go for a 1:1.5. The change of structure, which is the 5 second, I used to call it the 5 second entry, I go for a 1:1 risk to reward. And in this instance, the trend change and the structure change of structure happen at the same time. So the change of structure, I just look for a red X or green X. That is what tells me that the structure is changing. If it's a green X, it tells me the structure is changing bullish. If it's a red X, it tells me the structure is changing to bearish. So there are times when the change of trend and change of structure will be at the same candle, like today. So you can see today, the red candle, the first red candle that closed was also the first red candle with the change of structure. So today, the change of structure and change of trend were at the same area. And again, this one would have been a win. But for me, again, unfortunately, I got slipped out. So I think I ended up getting in somewhere here or something. So due to high volatility in the market, but it is what it is. But those are the three models that I normally take. And now, unfortunately, since Traders Connect doesn't work anymore for copy trading, I'm still looking at other trade copy traders. I do have one, but I need to configure it for some of my accounts. So unfortunately, right now I'm entering manually on like 4 different accounts, which kind of messes up my stats. But anyway, so those are the three trade setups or trade models that I take for each setup. So anyway, unfortunately for today, personally, I got stopped out. So today it's minus 0.75 loss for that one entry. I think US30 will keep pushing and maybe give us a what is it? Maybe give us an SAR rejection somewhere here. The pre-market high, this one hit TP because your entry would have been this one was 790, so this one would have been 800. So your pre-market entry, that's the one I entered on the account that's currently running a buy. So the pre-market entry actually hit TP. I don't take the pre-market highs and lows for any of my major accounts. I only take it for like this account I'm taking this setup on. So yeah, the pre-market high and low hit TP either for the 10-point entry and also, so the 10-point entry was 800 was somewhere, 10-point entry was somewhere here. And then the 5-second entry lined up with what we were taking right here. So we'll see if anything else. I think, yeah, still think US30 will pump up. Probably go to 44,900, which is good if it does that. And maybe take a sell somewhere up there. So we still have a bunch of supply zones up here for US30. So if we push up and get a if we push up and get a sell at the top somewhere here. We do have an hourly EMA here that is untested. So this is a potential buy on US30. So let me just check the hourly time frame. Yeah, so this is a buy. If US30 comes here, I'll try to be quick on this one. 719, 709.6. 709. Okay. Again, I'll be pretty quick on this one. So these trades will come pretty fast. Um, so this is the 10-point entry. This is, or I'll call it model one. So model one, model two is the change of trend. So they go in that order. So the first trade you enter is the threshold entry, the 10-point entry. The second one is the change of trend. The third one is what we do as the 5-second entry, which is a change of structure. Let's see here. Let me switch this accounts. 123 risk, change risk. This would be a buy. Okay. And this is a buy. I forgot to take a screen grab of the first loss. Give me a moment. Let me switch this right here. I forgot to take a screenshot of my journal. For my journal. This one, this is the one that unfortunately lost. This one was a EMA ejection scalp. Um, watch that hourly. And we've also formed a 15-minute. Let me first focus on this one before taking a screen grab. So this line up, so the 15-minute SAR lines up with hopefully I can do this fast. The 15-minute SAR lines up with the hourly EMA. All right. Okay. So let's see. Again, this will happen so fast. So the official trade, which I recommend you guys taking, is this last one. So this 1:1. So this first two, unless you want to take it at the same speed as I do, you don't have to. So just focus on this 1:1. So especially now that I'm taking three entries at once, it can get confusing. So just focus on the very last one, even when it does come. There is a 30-minute SAR down here, but I wouldn't take this because it's not in a demand zone. So the best SAR to take here is this 15-minute one, which lines up with the hourly EMA. Mm. Okay. So we're almost there. Okay. So we've already touched the hourly EMA and the 15-minute SAR. If I get a structure change here, I'm not taking this trade, right? So if we get a crossover, if we get a green X right here before price comes to the 10-point threshold, I am not taking that trade. So right now, I'm expecting price to come to the 10-point threshold and back up. So you want price to get to your 10-point threshold first. Okay, so I'm in that one for the 10-point threshold. And I have to enter on so many accounts. So I'm in the 10-point threshold as it shows right there. And then I wait for the next two trades, which unfortunately here I have to enter on so many accounts. Okay, so the 10-point threshold is going. And then the next one, I would wait for the trend change, which is model 2, right? So the 10-point threshold is always risky because you're not waiting for any confirmation. And then I wait for the okay, so the 10-point got stopped out of the 10-point, and right now I'm waiting for the change of trend entry and also our 5-second entry, which is the structure change. All right, so pay attention to the color of the candles here. If I get a green candle, I'm entering the 1:1.5. We do have an hourly sell SAR here. No, it's not in a demand zone. All right. So this one got stopped out again. This is like a market open directional bias, low risk on that one, and I only take it on one account. I'm still waiting. So these are my three main accounts. So when I take these three setups, these are on my three main 200K accounts. So if I get a green candle, I'm entering this with a 1.5. This last one, this is our official trades, right? So if you want to be safe, just wait for this last one, which is where we go for a 1:1 risk to reward. There is a daily SAR down here. So let me set an alert here. Okay, so I am in the 5-second entry, and so the green one is right there, and our 1:1 is right here. So our official trade is also running as well. We do have a daily SAR where I've put this alert here. So this trade might actually come back down and reject off of this green, I'm sorry, off of this daily SAR right here. If we do take if this does end up losing, this will be the last official trade for today because that will be two back-to-back losses. And for you guys, I really don't. So for me, I give myself a maximum of three back-to-back losses for the day before I stop trading. But if that does get stopped out, 63. second here. All right, so it's still going. So remember, there's a daily SCR right here, which ties in with a bullish order block. So if this one does get stopped out, then there is one more opportunity for entry, but this one right here is our last. If this does lose, then that's it for the trading day. But for me, I have one more opportunity because I give myself like up to three back-to-back losses in a day before I can call it a day. But if this does win, then we are back to break even for the day for the 5 second entry account or for the change of structure entry. And for this one, I'll go ahead and delete the markup for this one because price, um, we didn't get to the 10-point threshold first before creating that change of structure. All right, so stopped out on that one as well. So for today, for you guys, for me, I still have one more trade I can take. So those are two back-to-back losses. So for me, I still have one more trade I can take because my stop out for the day or my personal stop out for the day is so this one as well. Um, the market open directional bias as well hit stop loss. But again, this one I only take it with like $200 risk on just one account. So that's just a new thing I've been trying to do. But for that one, you just wait for market open and look at what direction the EMAs or majority of the EMAs are. But for today, for you guys, I don't recommend if you did take so the first one unfortunately I think for me was slippage but hopefully maybe some of you guys did not get slipped out, but since we have like two back-to-back losses right there, for me if I get one more trade here I will still take it, but I don't recommend for you guys to do it because if you do take it and it loses, you'd be down 2.25% for the day. So I mean, if you can handle that, then that's fine. But for me, I don't recommend you take that 44,677. 44,677. Just one. So this is the one that got stopped out now. All right. The next area, the next area is this 4-hour EMA one that's untested. So this is another potential area right here. So this might be my last. And actually, wait. Okay. I have to drop off, unfortunately, right now. I gotta take, I forgot I had a call right now. But yeah, so I have to drop off. Unfortunately, today we had two back-to-back losses. Um, for me, I still have one more trade to take for the day, so I'll wait on, and let me see actually. This is what I'll do. I'll just mute myself and then probably come back. There are some entries here, but I have to drop off real quick. All right. Let's see. All right. So we'll see if something else comes up. If this 15, where's the 30-minute chart? If this 15-minute candle closes above the 15-minute EMA, that is a potential buy entry. But again, today we've had two back-to-back losses. So again, for you guys, if you want to take the third trade, just take it with proper risk. So the 10-point threshold account, this past month has been all over the place. Last week I had 12K in profit. But of course, the previous 2 weeks I had back-to-back losses on it. So the Model 1 entry, which is the 10-point threshold account, has been pretty much all over the place. But and that's why for that specific one, I take it with a 1:2 risk to reward so that I cover for any losing weeks. So this one was based off of a 15-minute EMA one. And the second loss today is also this one was based off of an hourly EMA. So this week on the 10-point or Model 1 threshold account, just about to break even this year so far on this particular account, 44K. So still not bad. But I've definitely had, especially the previous 2 weeks, I had a losing streak for it. So that kind of messed up the stats. And then there is this structure change, which is the second entry I take. So the structure change, I always go for so we have 1 minute until this happens. So if price closes above this 15-minute EMA, this would be a buy. So again, for you guys, I don't recommend taking it if you took two back-to-back losses with me today. But for me, I'll still take it because I give myself up to three back-to-back losses before I can stop trading for the day. And this one will happen pretty fast if it does happen. So 7:35, 7:25. So the entry would be here if it does happen. So in 17 seconds, okay, so price has closed above the 15-minute and 30-minute EMA. So I wouldn't take any buy on the 30-minute EMA because actually, wait. I would rather take the 15-minute entry because it's the most optimal one. So I would rather take that one. And again, I still expect US30 to push up to about 45K probably today, or at the very least 44,900. So I think this back and forth was just like taking people out. So we'll just wait to see how that one goes. Okay. So the 30-minute, let's see this. So I'd rather take the 15-minute EMA entry. So this is 37.27. So 37 and then 27.1. Again, so that's the 10-point entry. I do not recommend, if you already took a loss with me, I don't recommend taking any. So I'm in the 10-point entry, which is the 1:2 here. I'm waiting for the trend shift entry and also the structure change entry. So I'm not, even if the structure change entry hits TP, I'm not gonna count it because again, for you guys, I limit it to two back-to-back losses. So whether the 5-second entry, which is, I'll be referring it to model 3, hits TP or not, I'm not gonna count that because, and I don't recommend you guys to take it. So I'm in the trend change entry and I am in the structure change entry. So let's see. So the trend change entry triggered here. So if I do lose this trade, I am done trading for the day because at that point, those will be three back-to-back losses for me. But hopefully, I get a win on this one. And if I get a win on this one, especially on the 10-point entry, I'll be back to break even. But if I end up losing this, then it will just be one of those days. But hopefully we can push up here. So the 5-second entry, which is the structure change, is right here. And this one is only for a 1:1. And this one is based off of a 15-minute EMA push or rejection. So we'll see. So again, for each model, I entered 3 times. And 44, 738 zones. So hopefully we can hold this 15-minute EMA. So it's right there. Um, so if I do win this trade on the 10-point entry, I will be back at break even for the day and I can keep trading that account. If this trade wins on the 5-second entry, I'll be just down 1% for the day, which is good, which means I can trade for 2 more times during the day. Um, so let's see if this pushes up. Anyway, as that does whatever it wants to do, I'll just update this with the earlier entries. The first one was what, 15-minute EMA 1, which ended up in a loss. This one is EMA rejection scalp. Which was hourly. Somewhere there. All right, so the model 2, which is the trend change entry, which is always the second entry that I get in. And for that one, I go for a 1:5, no, 1:1.5 risk to reward. Risk to reward. So for that particular one, I just started trading that model 2 weeks ago. So far about 3K. The idea is that it should give me similar profit, almost similar profit to the 5-second entry, which is the model 3, the structure change entry. So currently for that account, I'm just up 3K so far. So sometimes it, especially since the trend change and structure change come almost at the same time, it gets a little tricky entering both of them because sometimes they happen instantaneously. But the idea is that the trend change and structure change entry will give you pretty much the same profit. So for one of them, the trend change, you're waiting for the color of the candle based off of the indicator itself to change from green to red if you're looking for a sell and red to green if you're looking for a buy. I really don't like the movement of this particular trade, uh, but we'll see. But yeah, so if this ends up getting taken out, I am literally done trading for the day until tomorrow because those would be um, three back-to-back losses. Honestly, I still think US30 will push up from here, but it might come down first before going up. Because here you can see, even looking at the where the wicks are rejecting from, this week rejected from an hourly, a 30-minute bullish high and low. Um, no, our 15-minute bullish high, 30-minute bullish high, and closed above an EMA. So, and also where we are at, we are above two green EMAs. So I really think US30 will push, but it's just a matter of when. But I think we'll still keep pushing up, and I really hope we do because at least I'll get back to about break even on a good amount of my accounts here. Let's see something. Um, Yeah, this is a tricky one. All right, so I'm still in those. I'm still in all three trades, but it's not looking too good here. See something here. The 123K one. I think it's this one. Forgot to enter on some of this. It's too late. All right, perfect. Let's see. And this will probably be my last trade of the morning session because it's 10:40. I don't think we'll get any other thing in the next 20 minutes. Um, All right, so almost at full TP for the 1:1, which is Model 3 structure change. And still waiting, almost there. Come on. Eight. Okay, so for this particular one, came close to TP here for the, give me a moment. Yeah, so for the Model 2 and Model 3, this ended up being stopped out, came close to TP for the Model 1 for the 1:1 risk to reward, but unfortunately I got stopped out on those. Um, so for this two, for the accounts that run these two trade setups, for the account that runs the trend change and the structure change entries, I'm literally done trading for the day. It's just one of those days where I just have three back-to-back losses. So the only account that I have open still is the 1:2 account that's running still. So if I take this off that got stopped out, so there's still this one. It came so close to take profit as well, but price reverse. So even this one, I think it might just end up being stopped out. But if if this one hits TP, I'll be back to break even for the day. If it gets stopped out, then again, it's three back-to-back losses. And then I'll be done trading all three accounts for the day. And again, for me, I still think and let me take a screenshot of this for my journal. I still think US30 will push back up. And this is to be expected when any instrument gets to almost to the all-time high, you expect some level of manipulation, right? So if we change this interval to the daily, you can see we are almost at the all-time high. So the all-time high is about 200 points away. So that is to be expected. Um, so when an instrument is close to the all-time high, when any instrument is close to the all-time high, you have that big fight between buyers and sellers, right? Because there are those expecting that price will sell from the all-time high, and then there are those that are expecting price to reach the all-time high. So you always have that kind of fight between buyers and sellers, and that's fine. It doesn't happen every time. It's not every time we get to experience all-time high prices. And even looking, so even for today, minus 1.5, which is again why I did say that there was no need to take the zero point 0.5, I'm sorry, the structure change entry for you guys, because once you start getting to three back-to-back losses, unless you are good with your trade psychology, it can get you in a deep hole. So for example, for me, for those two accounts, I actually just end up closing the terminals for them. But for today, you can see that, right, minus 1.5 loss for the day for our official trades. And we've definitely had those days before, right? So you can see in May, we had a day where we had two back-to-back losses for the day. But then the next day, we ended up having two back-to-back wins. So, just having two back-to-back losses or two back-to-back wins is not like a deal breaker um, in the strategies that we have. And what I normally say is like just looking at the level of profit that these instruments give. And if I just filter for the year 2025, that same model that had two back-to-back losses for today, as of today, I've made over 100K from it, right? So minus 4,000 loss for today, actually 6,000, right? So I've made about 97,000 to date just for that, for that structure change model, which is the 1:1 model. So um, if you have a losing streak, it doesn't really matter if your stats or if your win rate is still pretty good. So for me, this is my last trade for the day, because now for the 1:2 uh, account, which is the one that I still have the trade going, if I do win this trade, which hopefully I do, it doesn't look like it will go to TP, but hopefully it does. But if I do win it, I'm back to break even for this account, and I can actually trade it in the afternoon session. But if this ends up in a loss, which probability wise, I think this trade will get stopped out, um, I'll be done trading for today, and I'll only come back to trade tomorrow. So by tomorrow, I think we might be close enough to the all-time high. So between now and then, I don't think price will drop heavily. Even if we continue dropping, I don't expect a steep drop. So maybe a drop back to this 4-hour EMA or to this order blocks that are right here, this bullish order block. So something like that. And then I do expect a strong push up at some point. So hopefully today or tomorrow might be a better-ish day. But other than that, this is the only trade I'm in left. Depending on how it goes, that will be it for me for the day. And it's getting close to getting stopped out. Yeah, so the probability wise, I really don't think this trade will survive. But for me, it's always either TP or stop loss. I really don't do break even or partials. And that's how I've maintained those statistics that I have. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask. And there you go. So this one, I did get stopped out on this one. So I'm done trading for all. I think I had slippage on this account as well. So yeah, so for this one, I did get stopped out. So that will be it for me in trading for today, and then I'll be back tomorrow. So tomorrow should be a better day. So even looking at all these weeks right here, especially even looking at this one, right? So the 10-point entry account for the since May, right? I had five back-to-back winning weeks. So 1, 2, 3, averaging like 15K or 10,000 a week. And then, of course, beginning July, right? That's when the losing streak on this particular account happened. So 8,000 and then 7,000. So between 2 weeks, I lost 15,000. And then I came back, made 12,000 on it. And then again, but even looking at it with the statistics, so I haven't blown any account using any of these models. I would have came close to blowing an account this 2 weeks right here, because 15K is like 7.5% max drawdown out of 10%, because all my accounts have a 10%. But I got back with this particular one right there. But statistically wise, even though I was to blow an account, right, you can see the amount, the net return here, $44,000 in a span of 2 months. So even if I ended up blowing accounts worth 4,000, that's only like 10% of what the overall return has been. But anyway, other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully we can recover the losses from today. If you guys have any questions, you can put them or you can reach out to me in Discord. But yeah, so even for me in the afternoon session, I won't be trading because I've reached my max personally allocated drawdown for the day. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice rest of your day. All right, guys. Peace.